Do you have the fear of missing out on stories that are either of interest or interesting to you? Desert Mambe Productions got you covered. DMP, prioritizing your interests.
Was Jesus Christ a black or a white man?
I want to tell you that Jesus is black. That one I mean that the person we so called Jesus, who lived slightly above 2000 years ago, he was a human of black complexion, a man of a darker skin. Science proves that the first man and woman, they were both blacks, and even through inside the Bible, the biblical Adam was formed out of dust, and the Bible describes that Jesus is the second Adam. And Jesus himself, he was from the Mediterranean region. He had woolen hair, webbed feet, and that is even recorded in the Bible in Revelation chapter number 1, verse 14 to 15. And the Black Madonna and child were worshipped in the ancient Christianity, including ancient Rome, and that means all believers of those days, and even the popes of that time, they worshipped and believed that God or Jesus is black or was black in color, and the paintings that they have had to represent them, the mother of Jesus, who we so call today in Christianity as Mary and Jesus, and that is even in the New York Times. It is in to date records. And the early Christian art from the Middle East and also from Africa often depicted that and depicts even today that Jesus was with features which are consistent with their populations. This depiction shows that he had darker skin and features reflective of the region's diversity. And even through the lineage of Jesus Christ, you know, when we just look at the person who is so called the father of not even the father of Jesus, because we know it's recorded that he was not born by Joseph, but through the lineage thereof, because the Bible maybe takes the lineage right from Abraham to David down coming to Joseph, and just being referred as his lineage. And we realize even in the days of the person Solomon, we realize even in the Songs of Songs, that is in Songs of Songs chapter number 1 verse 5, one of Solomon's beloved ones, they wrote that she was actually black but comely, and he describes that I am as dark as the curtains of cedar, and it's often believed that they were most probably of the same complexion, and most interpretations interpret that Solomon himself, as a person, as a son to David, was also black, and the persons in his lineage up and down are black. So we all know from the Bible that Jesus was born in Bethlehem and raised in Nazareth, in a region populated by the Semitic people. His flight into Egypt, as described in the Gospel, that is in Matthew chapter 2, 13 to 15, which occurred to escape King Herod's decree to kill the male infants. I know when I mention the Semitic people, maybe you might not know who these people are, but Semitic people are a population who occupied the place we currently know as Middle East, and also better part of northern Africa, and the people who had darker skins, the people who were generally blacks. So this time when Jesus was escaping to Egypt, that is his mother and his mother Mary and Joseph, ancient Egyptians had a darker skin, and the region had a historic interaction with, I can say, various people, and the so-called Africa, formerly known as the Alkebulan, and the Near East. In the ancient times, the Near East, the one we generally today know as the Middle East, and the Northern Africa, they were called the Alkebulan, though after some period they were renamed, like Africa being named Africa, that part of the world maybe being recognized as part of Middle East. The shared physical characteristics with the Egyptians of that time allowed Joseph and Mary to blend with the local population as they escaped from Herod's decree of killing of male infants. And we also see throughout the Bible, during the enslavement of the people of Israel, the Israelites in Egypt, there wasn't in any case or in any way a race problem, because we've seen so many factors being raised then. Maybe them being enslavement, the mistreatment that they had, but there has not been an article, even the poets, the writers of those days, or maybe down through history, those who said that they were describing the context of what happened in terms of race, that these people who are enslaving us are of different complexion, they're different from us. It is just something to do with color, it's just to do with perhaps language, and also not color, I meant culture and language, and just things little to do with that, and faith, because these people believed in their God as the people of Israel, and also the Egyptians are their gods, as it's recorded in literal writings. And the question would be that why is it that Jesus today is depicted white everywhere, in all maybe pictures, arts that we normally see just in a few cases is represented as black? So we ask ourselves that when did this start? You realize this all started with the beginning of the white Christianity, when the white from starting from the ancient Rome, that is the kingdoms of Rome, like the kingdoms that separated from the ancient Rome, they wanted to take into possession of Christianity, and they wanted Christianity to belong to them, and they wanted to control it, and therefore they changed the art and also the facts that were therein with it. And somebody might also ask that why do I really need to speak about this when Jesus himself was not a person who maybe considered much things much to do with that, things to do with the color and race and tribe and things to do with that. He was somebody who brought a universal message, who preached love, peace, and that is what he's widely known for. Anyway, that's true and that's a fact. And also the question that I will ask is that when Jesus was black, what is the reason therein that made the people who whitened him maybe made him white? Why did they make him white? So you'll realize there is a play with facts, there is a play with the race issue, there is a way in which some people wanted to make themselves to possess something.
What are your thoughts on this as a believer?
Glad having you on board. This at Mamba Productions, prioritizing your interest.